President Biden signed 3 executive orders aimed to reverse ex-President Trump's hardline immigration policies and will establish a task force designed to reunite families separated at the U.S. and Mexico border. JP, what can you tell us about these orders?
Executive orders that go directly against what the Trump administration did during their time in office. These are band-aids. They're not law. We've discussed what executive orders are and the problems with them. However, the first one being is he wants to set a task force up to reunite children that were separated from their parents under the zero tolerance policy. Whether this task force is going to accomplish it, what we know right now is that there's over 600 minors that they haven't been able to find and reunite them with their legal guardians. So we'll see what they do with that situation. The other thing is they're going to take a look at the public charge policy that the Trump administration initiated, basically to satisfy their voting base, saying that those who are here undocumented, that utilize some of the resources that we have available, such as food stamps or Medicaid, would not be able to apply for future immigration benefits in the future. It would be looked at as something that would prevent them from being able to gain status, whether it be through a waiver program or other immigration processes. The last one being is they're going to take a hard look at what's currently going on at the border with caravans and accepting asylum seekers. Can they make a better policy than the Trump administration had during their time? We're going to have to wait and see, because it's not something easy. It's going to take a hard look and seeing, like, how are they going to definitely be fair and just as a country? Because as Biden said today, what they did during the Trump administration is not what our country is about. However, what are their solutions? We'll see.
JP, a lot of this, it sounds positive, but the reality is there's a lot of challenges ahead, not only for these executive orders, but really all of the immigration executive orders. We talked a little bit about this last week, but it's important to highlight that there's a legal process, and a lot of this is being challenged in the courts. Specifically in Texas, we've seen when it comes to the halt of deportations. Also, you kind of hit on this. When we talk about some of these executive orders, they send messages and they're interpreted, maybe not the intent of Biden, but they're interpreted by people in Central America sometimes as an opportunity to come here illegally. And something that we actually saw during the Obama years is that we really saw a wave and a spike at times, I think during the summer times, of immigrants coming over. So I think Biden, the challenge he's going to see is not only through the legal channels with states trying to bring them to court and to halt these executive orders, but he can't have a border crisis while he's trying to bring citizenship to the undocumented community. He can't have a border crisis while he's trying to do dreamer reform and visa reform. These are going to be big challenges on the executive order, but challenges that may threaten the possibility of a larger immigration bill. So he's really going to have to sort of balance what's ahead when it comes to next steps on these executive orders.
Absolutely. I remember during the Obama administration, when they were trying to get immigration reform done within his second term, what happened at the border was what they deemed a border crisis. And that definitely deterred the momentum of the negotiations that were currently going on at that time, specifically in the House of Representatives. So no doubt in my mind that this is going to be something important, and it's going to be something that we have to watch when these congressmen are making their statements on potential immigration reform. One of the things that many people, anti-immigrant legislators, may say is, we don't even have our borders taken care of. How are we going to grant people who are here status? That's an argument, a faulty argument, and I can be here all day telling you why it is. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah, you guys could be here all day. I can't even get a word in right now, guys. But anyway, JP, I was speaking on borders. I want to ask you, is there any specific information on how the new administration plans to find the parents of the children that were separated at the border by Trump's administration?
So no doubt in my mind that there was a reason why Alejandro Mayorkas was there when he was signing those executive orders. I know that they have been planning what they're going to do and how they're going to do it. But I think there are still a lot of unknowns because the Trump administration kept everything really private. It is a very delicate situation. These are minors without their parents. So we'll see what they do. We may never know. We may never find out. But the end result and the goal should be to reunite these kids with their parents ASAP.
100% agree with that. That should always be the goal, to keep these families together.